All right, we have one of the big winners from Saturday night's UFC on ESPN 9 event in Las Vegas. He picked up a second round submission win over Tim Elliott in the fight of the night, a promotional debut win, a finish, and an extra 50 G's for Brandon Royval, who was kind enough to join us. Brandon, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good, man. Yourself?
I'm doing great. I have to tell you, man, I know from having conversations with you in the past that you're a guy who's very hard on himself. You're very self-critical. But I didn't really know to what extent that was until after that fight on Saturday night and you were speaking with Daniel Cormier. So my first question is, have you gone back and watched the fight? And if so, do you still have the same disappointment about it?
Yeah, I have went back and I almost feel a little I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, kind of, honestly. I don't like watching it at all.
Why? I don't understand.
I feel I don't know. I'm I guess maybe you could feel different. You might feel different about it, but I feel I went out there and got the shit kicked out of me until he got tired. As weird as it sounds, I feel I went out there, got manhandled for 7 minutes straight, and then I could feel him getting tired. So I think statistically speaking, any fight that I haven't went first to any fight that I went to my corner, I've lost almost everyone except for two. So every time that I've ever went back to my corner between the first and second round, I've lost. And that was the first time I went back to my corner between the first and second round. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to lose this fight. I could feel him. I could feel him. I could hear him breathing heavy. I could hear him getting tired and stuff. So in my head, I wasn't that tired. I wasn't tired at all, really. So I could feel him getting tired. But even the second round, man, I feel I started off. I got taken down a bunch more times, and eventually, yeah, he did get tired and gas out. But I don't know, man. I feel they were I don't know, Asker Askarov wasn't getting taken down like that the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Asker Askarov, when he was fighting Tim Elliott, he wasn't getting taken down like that the whole entire time. I don't know. So when you compare, when you're trying to think about compare yourself against the best in the division, that wasn't enough. That didn't cut it really. And I don't know how I escaped away with the 50,000. I think I got some pity points out there, but I don't know. I didn't feel that was a performance that I was super proud of, or a performance that made me deserve, or that I deserved that 50,000 that night. So I don't know. I think I talked to you right before the fight, and my intentions were to go out there and win some money, man, and go out there and make a show. That was my big intentions. I wanted to go out there and try to change my life, So, when that bell rung, or when he tapped out, I didn't feel I did it. I felt I just got the shit kicked out of me until he gassed out.
Here's what's interesting about the Asker Askarov fight. I don't know if you caught my interview with Tim Elliott. He told a story about that fight because I asked what he took away from it. And he said that in that first round, when he got absolutely drilled, he doesn't remember the rest of the fight. So when he actually went back and watched it, it was a whole different fight for him. He doesn't remember the second or third round. So as he went back and watched it, he was like, oh, if I actually took him down, I probably would have won the fight, but he doesn't remember any of it. Does that make you feel any better about it?
I don't know, man. I guess not really. But I guess maybe I don't know. I'm glad it ended second round, but I guess that's all I can really take into it, But I'm glad I got a finish, and I'm glad that I got paid because that was fucking a generous offer from Dana White. I feel but I don't know. Like I said.
Do you take solace in the fact that you took his best and were able to overcome it all to get the finish? Because to me, it seemed that was part of the game plan. You were going to let him just kind of go after you and exert all of that energy, and it seemed that's how. It seemed to me watching it that's how the fight was supposed to play out. That was the game plan heading in. But you're saying that it wasn't the game plan at all. You just made it look that way.
I did not want to get put on my back. I just wanted to go dominate. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, no, definitely not part of the game plan. And you know what's weird? I feel as the rounds later came on, or later on in the first round, it kind of became more of the game plan. Where I was I kind of felt he couldn't keep up that. I kind of felt it. I could hear him breathing, and I knew he was exerting a lot of energy, but I didn't know I also knew I could also feel he wasn't being able to sustain it. I could also feel him breathing a little bit heavier and giving me little positions that he probably wouldn't have gave me otherwise. So and then I also kind of like the fact that I was in bad situations in the UFC already. So I like that a little bit, where it's I can kind of take that home, because there's been a lot of fights where I haven't even been touched really. I went through some fights where I probably didn't even get punched the fight. So I like the fact that he was on top of me throwing 100 punches to my head at a time, and throwing a bunch of punches, and made me work and made me super uncomfortable in there. and I had to deal with it. I don't know what's going to be like with the whole entire crowd, but that being said, that being like that being alone, like it wasn't foreign to me, and it wasn't as like scary as I thought it was going to be, as like dealing with I don't know, adversity in there, you know.
Is that almost better though, like for the long term? Because you could have gone out there and, submitted him in 25 seconds like you did in your last fight, but you wouldn't have learned the lessons that you learned either. So is it almost like weigh out a little bit better in your favor that in the long-term growth of your career and the evolution of it, that you got to experience a fight like that as opposed to just finishing it really quickly?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is a good point. Like, I think cage experience is a lot, and it's a lot of things that I haven't had to deal with. I've had a lot of like numerous fights in under a minute. So, like, I think it just cage experience is something that I really need to like get more comfortable with and get more comfortable in there, because I have a hard time walking into that cage sometimes. And yeah, that was one of those times where I walked in and I did like I mean, like when I walked in, I was comfortable. Once I was like circling around and I was like, it was me and him locked in there, I was like, all right, well, like I'm in it now, like, like there's no turning back. Like that walk to that cage is always like a really hard walk for me. So I don't know, I got to get more comfortable with that. I think I need to do a lot better at handling my emotions and all that stuff. So I don't know, I think you need to be like get more comfortable as a fighter, and I don't want to learn these lessons in the UFC. I want to already have passed that in the UFC where it's like where I'm comfortable. So I don't know, I kind of felt like a little bit more like I felt that like cage difference and like that like experience. He walked around, looked so comfortable across the cage, and like me, like I don't know, man, I felt like I didn't belong there. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like looking around and I'm like, I can't believe I'm here. Like, don't fuck this one up, man. Like that was going in my head. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to fuck this one up. Like, I don't know.
So the octagon jitters that Joe Rogan talks about all the time, did you feel those once you got into the cage and looked across at Tim?
I mean, I don't know if I felt it any like less than I already do. Like I already just like I'm like already like right before a fight, man. I swear on my life, I just like I hate this fucking sport. Like I don't like the whole entire time. Like right before I'm about to walk out, I'm like I hate everything about this. I don't want anything to do with this sport anymore. Like and then you win and then you're like, give me a fight tomorrow. Like, but it's like so stupid. But like I don't know. Like at the time, like when I was walking out there, I like turned to my coach. I'm like, bro, I hate this sport. Like, I hate doing this so much. Like, I can't believe we do. Like, I can't even believe I do this. Like, every time I think that, I'm like, I should have finished college. Like, what am I doing? Like, I don't know.
The fight was wild. It was like everything I expected it to be. Obviously, it wasn't what you expected it to be, but you scrambled, he scrambled. It was what most people who have been familiar with the both of you guys hoped it would be. It was like one of those kinds of fights. Did anything surprise you at all in that fight? Like, did anything Tim brought to you actually surprise you?
I mean, I guess like besides him shooting in like the first 2 seconds, like I thought he'd fill out like striking a little bit. I kind of thought that's how it was gonna go. Like he was gonna fill out striking a little bit. I didn't know the moment the Valley run, he was gonna be on my ass. Like that was like, and I don't even know why that would surprise me. Like out of him, like I don't know why that would surprise me, but it was a little shocking to me that like. All right, we're like dancing around for 4 seconds. I go like throw something. Next thing you know, he's already like, I'm on the ground. I get back up, and then I'm on the ground again, and I get back up. So it was like, I don't know why I would be surprised by that, especially with Tim Elliott, but like it shocked me a little bit, like that we didn't like have a little bit of like, all right, we're gonna throw a jab back and forth a little bit. Let me measure my distance. He was not having any of that on me, and just put me right on the ground and right off the bat, and just kind of made me uncomfortable from the very get go. And I think that's kind of probably what he should have did against me. I thought it was a smart move right off the bat, and if he could sustain that pace, I don't know if you and I'd be having the same conversation right now.
What was the conversation like between the first and second rounds? Because a lot of like you see fighters in the position that you were in that first round, they just can constantly keep getting taken down. They can't really, take a breath or settle at all. And they just quit. They just give up and they just fold. And we see the fight sort of continue. Like if you fight a guy like Merab Dvalishvili, Merab can do that to guys like all day long.
Yeah.
What was that conversation like for you?
That 35er?
Yeah.
Merab? Yeah, holy shit, man. I would hate to fight. That's like the scariest matchup for me alive. For me, I think my coach just kind of told me to calm down. Like you're like, I was throwing weight. Every time I had a chance to like throw a punch, I was trying to murder him with it. You know what I'm saying? And so my coach was like, calm down. You're getting taken down because you're committing to every goddamn punch that is like in your way. Like every chance I got, I tried to knee him in the face. And like, I was trying to finish the fight a little bit too much, and I think it was a little bit evident. And I think it played into me getting taken down a little bit. But also, my coach looked at me and like I could actually hear him say it out loud. Like one of my coaches, I could hear him say it out loud, where it's like, he's gassed. Look at him, there's nothing. Like he has nothing left. Like he took everything he had. Is kind of what they're saying. And I think that was right too. It's like I took his worst at that time. Like I took everything he had, we survived it, and now it was like my turn to kind of turn it on. And I already knew after that first round. After that first round, I knew I was going to win. Like I felt super confident I was going to win. But yeah, so I was just feeling like the energy turn. You know what I'm saying? Like I could feel like him getting a little more tired, him breathing a little deeper, and like for some reason, man, I wasn't gassed out at all. So I was super stoked about that situation going into it. But yeah, as far as my coaches, there was a lot of just like, calm down. You're trying to kill him when you're on the feet, and that's why you're getting taken down. And I don't know if I listened to it because I think immediately as soon as we started scrapping again, I was trying to fucking throw as hard as I could again. So I don't know.
Even though on Saturday night at the time you didn't feel all that great about the performance, how did it feel to get the submission, to get the tap in your first UFC fight like that? Would you describe it as like excited, or was it more like relief that you're just like, oh, thank God I won this fight?
It's probably a little more relief, honestly. Originally, I think honestly that was a little bit of like all right, well, at least we're done with this. I'm gonna take whatever the little I earned, because I didn't think I was gonna get the bonus at all. So I was just like, I'm gonna take the check I earned and just go right back to fucking reinvesting it kind of in myself and trying to get better from this situation, because I knew I wasn't happy with my performance right off the bat, but I was happy that I could get the win, and I was happy that I was gonna just get cut from the UFC right away, man. I didn't want to just go in and lose a couple of fights and then be out, you know. So getting a win over Tim Elliott was a great way, and like I even gained fans, man. So that was like a real cool part about that, is like I gained fans from this whole experience. I wanted it. I want that. You want to go gain fans. You want to go impress people, but like, I don't know, man. I don't think anybody wanted to go to work on Monday, and they felt that. So
now there's a couple of questions that everybody seemed to be asking on Saturday night, even before and even after the fight. One of which was about the nickname, the Raw Dog nickname. Like, social media for some reason loves that nickname, and it was a big talking point. And you and I have talked a few times at this point. I don't think we ever got into where the nickname came from, but people want to know, where did it come from?
Oh, right, yeah. So like nicknames are earned. No, I'm just kidding. So one time, like it was like probably back when I was an amateur, my buddy and his friend were like drunk in the crowd, and his roommate was like screaming "Raw Dog," and it just kind of carried over a little bit, and it was like a big joke for years. Like we were like yeah, Brandon Raw Dog Royval. And then one time for World Series of Fighting, they're like, hey, like you might fight on TV, because the rule was like for World Series is if they had one extra slot on the card, and if you could go out there and finish a fight or impress somebody, that they're gonna let you be on that TV card. So my whole main goal is to go on that TV card, and they're like, well, go into Raw Dog and see if they say it on TV, if you can do it. So sure enough, I knocked this kid out, and it got put on that TV slot, and they said Brandon Raw Dog Royval on the right before. And I think for me, like anytime they're like the announcer's like Brandon Raw Dog Royval, I'm going chaotic in my head, man. So just any chance I can get to like laugh to myself and not take the moment so serious, I think helps me out. So it's not only does it roll off the tongue a little bit, but like it's just kind of, it's funny. It's a good way to calm myself down. And I don't know. Yeah, I like that. It's kind of funny nickname now.
Yeah, for sure. It caught a lot of people's attention. The other thing in regards to our last interview and what you said after the fight on the broadcast, for you, it's not just about winning fights. It's not just about getting to the UFC. It's about changing your life. It's about being able to say goodbye to being a full-time employee and saying hello to being a full-time fighter. You said getting a bonus would do the trick. And if you got one, you would be able to call your bosses at your job and give your 2 weeks notice like a professional. So have you had that conversation yet? Has the notice been officially put in?
Yeah, I put my 2 weeks in today.
You did today?
Yeah, bro. I've been working since I was 15 years old. I was so uncomfortable with it. And like, I think they saw it coming anyways, because we all like watched the fight. But like, I kind of just like talked to them. I was like, hey, like if you guys can go part-time, because like me and my bosses get along really well. Like it's a job that I'm not trying to be douchey, but I'm like super good at. Like I can relate to some of the kids. I know how to speak to the kids. I know how to like kind of mind my manners. And if worse comes to worse, I know that they're not punking me around. You know what I'm saying? Like they're all like a little bit. There's always that like a little bit of like, all right, he knows how to fight. Like we can't just go punch him in the face, you know. So I have a little bit of that that background. So like I play really well into that job, man. That job like fits me so perfectly. So they're trying to work with me a little bit, but all what they wanted me to work was going to interfere with my schedule. So, and I know that they can't just go out there and make like a special schedule for me or any special request for me. So I kind of knew that it was going to have to lead to me quitting the job long term. But It's like I said, you know, I work at a juvenile correction facility, but now I can kind of go back there and do what I like really want to do. Is I can go back there as a mentor, and I can go back there and mentor some of the kids, and just go back there, spend some time. Like I said, I got to know a lot of these kids really well. I know a lot of their like backstories, a lot of like you know, you get to know these kids, and it'd be hard for me to like just kind of like one day be in there and then turn away. It was weird because like when I walked in there, because I went in last night, and when I saw them in last night, they're like, I didn't think you were ever going to come back. I thought you were just gone. And I was like, I'm not going to not say bye to you guys. Like, we spent like years with some of them. I spent years with, you know, I spent 2 years like arguing with them, getting along with them, like having our days, you know what I'm saying? But like, I spent years like getting to know them in a sense, you know?
So how does it feel now that you put that notice in? Is it surreal?
Yeah, it's surreal, man. But it's a, you know what, man, I'd be like, to me, like I wasn't going to, like, I was hesitant to do it because you owe your manager so much money, you owe your cornerman so much money, and like you end up with a certain amount after taxes. But I would be so dumb not to just reinvest it into myself and into my time. And like, for me, like, I don't know if you had heard like my work schedule, but like, I got off at 8:30 a.m. today. If it was a normal day of practice, because I didn't go to practice today because I'm taking a little bit of time off, this week off, and if it was a normal day of practice, I would get off at 8:30. I'd go right back at to the gym at 9 o'clock. I get out of the gym at 12 o'clock. The COVID thing's going on, so I would have just left like 15 minutes ago at my gym, and then I'd sleep for probably like 4 hours if I could. I would probably make something to eat somewhere along the process or whatever, and then I have to be right back and leave my house at 4:30 to go back to the gym till 5 to 8 o'clock. So, like I said, and then I got to get ready for work, so I start work at 10 p.m. that night. So I don't know, like it's a hard lifestyle to sustain, and like I love this sport so much, I'm not going to miss any of my practices, you know. And I don't think my coach would let me miss any practices. But that being said, is like I'm not going to sell myself short, especially at this point, and like now start dogging it, especially like when the Contender Series is coming up. Like I was thinking about it, I'm like, damn, like I just want to sleep in, like I want like a couple hours of extra sleep, like it'd be worth it. And like, but in my head, I'm like, why am I going to sell myself short now? Like I've been busting my ass this whole entire time, hardly sleeping and doing whatever I could get done to like make all these practices. And like I was like, why would I sell myself short now, you know? So
yeah, you threw all these things out in the universe, and now that they happened, you got to go through with them, right?
Yeah, exactly, man.
So I know you're disappointed after the fight, but did you go back and watch the rest of the card at all?
A little bit, yeah. I sat back and watched it with my team once we got to the hotel.
So, I mean, there was a lot of debate, and we sort of alluded to this, on whether your fight with Tim or the Quarantillo versus Carlisle fight should have been fight of the night. And Dana White was conflicted when he spoke with the media. He was like, I've never heard him say, I want to get your opinion on something, because he threw out your fight and he thought it was like a much better technical fight than Carlisle and Quarantillo was. But you're a pretty honest guy. Were you surprised that you guys got the fight of the night after watching Billy Q and Spike fight?
Oh yeah, bro, I was going crazy. When homeboy got up and like walked to his corner, and then the other dude got up and fucking socked his ass, I was like, oh shit! Like I can't, like I didn't even like so I didn't even think of myself as like fight of it. Like the end of the night, I wasn't even thinking they would announce my name for any of that stuff. So it wasn't even going through my head. So, but like that fight was a great one. I thought Gilbert Burns had a great fight. I thought Gilbert Burns looked so great, man. So I don't know, like I definitely give them the notch. I feel like I played a little bit on the heartstrings. I didn't want it like it to come off that way. For me, it was more like I was more disappointed in myself. Like I didn't earn it. Like that's what I felt more like. So it wasn't like I was like begging for 50,000 like at all. Like that's not the case. It was more like I just feel like I didn't earn it, and like that I was mainly disappointed within myself. You know what I'm saying? But that being said, yeah, I thought they did a great job, man. And I was so happy to hear that they're getting a kickback because, like I said, I felt bad and I felt like I robbed them a little bit with just like I don't know, just being an emotional person, you know?
It was funny because on social media, especially on Twitter, after you spoke with DC, everyone's like, oh my God, what does this guy do for a living? Does he work for NASA? Is he part of the FBI? Like no one really knew. So it was pretty funny to see how they reacted, but they were all like super pumped when you got the bonus. One thing that is getting overlooked from that card is your teammate, Chris Gutierrez, because it was the first fight of the night. He literally kicked off the card with the TKO, the leg kick TKO. And I was told when you were fighting, he was back speaking with the media and he was going crazy back there as you were putting Tim Elliott away. How much of a boost was Chris's performance heading into your fight? Did you get a chance to watch that before you made your walk?
Yeah, we did. I think I was back there with like one of my coaches, and we said, fuck this warm up. Like, I wouldn't even warm up really before the fight. It was like, I'm going to watch Chris fight. Like, that's all there is to it, man. And like, it was like, we both kind of just agreed on like, we'll get a little bit of a late warm up. And like, we kind of just canceled the typical warm up that you get before a fight. And I sat back and just watched him fight, man. And I was so happy and just so inspired by him, man, because it was such a great performance. He got hit like 2 times that whole entire fight, man. It was great, man. And like from the very get go, like the first leg kick, I already knew what was going to happen. As soon as he landed that leg kick, it does it to us too, man. He kicks so hard. He comes from like a soccer background. He has such a hard leg kick, and he like as far as calf kicks go in our gym, man, he's the best at it. He's by far the best at it. And the moment he landed that leg kick, and we kind of had in our head that guy's a little bit more of a boxer, to be a little bit heavy on the front foot. And the moment it started happening, I was like, it's over. Like the second leg kick in, we already knew it was going to be over by leg kicks. Or at least like that was going to be a long determining factor. Like we didn't know how it was going to end, but it was all going to be set up from that leg kick.
Yeah, the whole second round was like, oh, one more leg kick and the ref's going to stop it. One more leg kick and the ref's going to stop it. And you almost just felt bad. You wanted the ref to come in there and just put Vince out of his misery. But what a great performance from Chris. When do you want to return after that victory? Like you're already in the top 15. You're ranked number 11 in the flyweight division. And as soon as I saw the rankings, I looked right above you. It's a name that sticks out to you because he had a lot of kind words after your LFA title. And Matt Schnell is ranked 1 spot above you. It seems like it's almost meant to be, since he would love to share the cage with you after watching that LFA fight. And you had some good things to say about him. Is that what you're looking at opponent-wise, or does someone else stick out to you?
I really don't have like anybody specific. I mean, because like I think right off the bat, I was like calling way too top people out every chance I got. But I don't know. I don't have anyone specific. I really just appreciate everything Matt Snell. Like I feel like Matt Snell gave me a little boost in my career. And like I don't know if you know who Chaz Scally is, but he was tweeting for me to get a bonus, man. I feel like he had a big part of like, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I just appreciate him as a person, and I wouldn't want to like do anything that would impede his career or like push back his career. But like I get it, it's a fight game, and it's all good for both of us. A fight would be good for both of us, and like I don't know. I really have nobody to call out right now. I got to do a little bit more research and just like seeing where I'm at, because I don't know if I'm calling people out and it's above my like pay, like, or it's below, like, I don't know, above my pay grade and like all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, I don't know if I'm in the right like realm to be calling some of these people out. So I'll slow my roll, pump my brakes a little bit, and just kind of see, let the chips fall where they may. You know what I'm saying? So I'll fight anybody. Like looking over the flyweight division, man, I'll literally fight anybody in that division right now. I'm not like too afraid of any of the matchups there. I think some of them are going to be harder than others. But that being said, I don't mind any of those matchups for me.
Time frame wise, you know, I know you're going to take this week off. But when are you thinking? Sometime this summer? Or you want to take a couple months and smell the rose a little bit and sort of catch up with everything that's happened to you?
I'm still like a little bit like where like I don't know, man. I feel like I just need to get better. Like I feel like I have a couple I have a good time to like a good like I don't know. I think the UFC is gonna be pushing fights left and right, so I kind of want to like, depending on who I get, I can take him right away. But as far as right now, I want to get better, man. I want to get like super good, and I want to just be dialed in completely, man. I have an opportunity of a lifetime to go make this my full-time job, and now that this can't be my full-time job, I need to start making these big improvements because I'm already in the top 11, like top 11. You said that's crazy, man. I'm not gonna be fighting any bum, like. And you're in the UFC, no matter what. I'm not fighting any easy fights. Like I need to go make some drastic improvements to separate myself from the herd, you know?
Brandon, congratulations on the win, man. I know that you were very hard on yourself after the win and even a little bit today, but based on the response on social media, a place that can be very dark and very negative, the fight and the performance was praised pretty much universally. So, and that's no easy feat in fighting these days. Appreciate the time very much, man. I cannot wait to see what's next for you. I'm very happy for the win, man. Congratulations.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.